Hey, plumbing bros from all over the world. How you doing today? All right. Hey, welcome to Potty Talk Live, where we take it into the trenches, the crawl spaces, the basements, the kitchens and baths, all over this beautiful world of ours to talk to plumbing professionals just like you. Hi, I'm Richard Behney, the $1 Million Plumber, coming at you live from Command Central here in Indianapolis, Indiana, where we got some snow last night. It was like, we thought it was April Fool's or something, but we got, hopefully it's our last bit of snow. It's kind of pretty out there, wintry, and the snow's kind of melting from the trees, but we just spent our Easter day, had great Easter services in the morning, and then we had snow come in, and we just hung out and watched Netflix and had a good Easter meal. And watched a fun program last night with the family, a program, I think it was called Saving Mr. Banks, about Walt Disney and the writer of how they did Mary Poppins. You know, it's pretty cool. You know, Walt Disney, it was just it's kind of a cool story. There's a cool nugget in there about how Walt Disney, when they were building Disneyland in California, Disneyland, and they were going bankrupt. Can you relate? I can relate to that. You know, they're growing their business and they're spending too much money. But Walt's in business with his brother Roy, and Roy is kind of like he's the money guy. All right, he's the pragmatic one, and of course Walt's the dreamer. And so they're building Disneyland, which is the first of its kind theme park. All right, of that kind of a thing, and they're building the castle. And they're running out of money, and Roy and Walt have this argument about painting, you know, the spirals up top of the castle way up high, they're gold. Well, Walt wanted to paint them with real 14-karat gold because it was important. It's important, you know, part of it was important that it was known that it'd be 14-karat gold. Of course, Roy said, we can't afford this. You know, we can't afford it. We're going bankrupt. So Walt waited until Roy left town, and then he went ahead and painted them with 14-karat gold. All right, and the rest is history. They didn't go bankrupt then, but Roy kind of had a pretty big fit when he got home. But Walt was saying it was important. It was important that it was 14-karat gold. That the customers knew that it was 14-karat gold, real gold. All right, like it would be in real life. It'd be real. You know, so the little things matter. And it just kind of hit me, thinking about our plumbing businesses and our plumbing work, begs the question, do the little things matter to you? Does it matter what it looks like behind the wall, even though it's just behind the wall? Or does it matter, the customer's never going to see it, but does it matter to you? So if it matters to you, hey, let me know, put it in the comments. Hey, Jim, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the taping here. Hey, we got another Jim on. I'm anxious for you to meet. Hey, we got a great special guest here today. I'm anxious for you to meet. In fact, let's get him in the house here. Let's bring him in. Mr. Jimmy Espinoza of IKonics Plumbing Services in Mesa, Arizona. Jimmy, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Hey, good. Welcome. Hey, your
weather.
Yeah. You were just talking about that. I'm talking snow, and you're talking what? Sunshine and
sunshine. It's about probably 70s, 80s almost.
Oh, man.
Warm today.
Yeah. Oh, man, that sounds good. But it's Arizona though. It gets really hot, doesn't it, in the summertime? So.
Yeah. We're at triple digits a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. All right, man. So you're sweating out there. Hey, we have another picture. I want to bring, this is Jimmy Espinoza, IKonics Plumbing. Here's a picture of man, look at those. We got a couple dudes here. Is that your dad?
That's my dad.
All right. Both looking good, of IKonics Plumbing. So you started IKonics Plumbing. Did you start it with your dad, or tell us about that?
It kind of what happened was I worked for a local competitor here in town. I was one of their head go-to guys for years. And it comes down to everything, money talks kind of thing.
Yeah.
I was told that I kind of gave an ultimatum. Hey, this is how much I want to make a year. It wasn't very much at all. Like, it was reasonable. And I sat down with the supervisor. He told me, if you want to make that much, you're probably going to have to go somewhere else. And so I kind of took it as a challenge and was like, well, I'm gonna one up you. Like, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna start my own company, and I'll never have anybody ever tell me how much I can make again a year. So we went out, and one of his things he told me before he left is like, you know what? I wouldn't do it if I was you, because if you do, you won't last a year. So that was 4 years ago, and we're still strong. They're one of their biggest competitors.
All right, man. That's a great, that's a great story. It's a common story. You know, I started a very similar thing to me. You know, you get to only making so much, and you want to make more. And how do you make more? You do
my biggest thing. It wasn't really making more money. It was so my wife. It's kind of different. Nobody really knows about it, but my wife has polycystic kidneys. There's times where when we were first married, she'd get sick, and I'm talking when she gets sick, she goes in the hospital for 2 weeks at a time. I got to deal with the kids.
Right.
When I was working at the other company, it was always, hey, I'm like, I got to go to the hospital. My wife's there without me. Like, it drives me crazy, you know. And it came to the end where it's like, well, I could be at the hospital, but I would not get paid for it, and financially, like, no plumbers in a good sound situation where they could just do that. So.
Right.
After my wife's last hospital stay, I looked at her. I said, listen, like, this will never happen again. Like, I promise you that one thing. Like, the next time you get sick, I'll be by your bedside the whole time. And I'll never, ever not be able to take the time off or have to worry about the kids or, you know, this or that. So I got lucky. My dad had a little bit of money put away, and he came to me and said, hey, something's, you know, we had a falling out. We didn't talk for a few years. We started talking again, and then he ended up having a little money put away. He was running a hotel for a guy in Nauvoo, and things kind of went sideways there. And he just came to me and was like, hey, is it time yet? Like, are you ready to do this? And then everything just kind of spiraled right there. And I went in, and we're done.
Man, you got in the ring. Right. Yeah, there's that. That's the other thing. You know, money's good. And, you know, when you can keep more of the money yourself, but the freedom, you know, there's nothing like the freedom. Yeah. And like you said, you were able to be there for your wife and for your kids. And, you know,
I wasn't really, I'm a different kind of owner. Like, I'm not worried about me making the money. I'm more of like, me and my dad worked for so many companies in the past that it was like, all it is ever about is the owners.
Right.
Every once in a while, they'll kind of kick you like, oh, here you go. Oh, here you go. Here you go. You know, we try not to just throw money at the guys. We try to make it to where it's like, hey, we make Iconic Plumbing work, like, everybody's taken care of. You know, we try to do events with the guys, make sure that we do the barbecues, the event. Like, we did paintballing a few weeks back. And usually I'll stop in. If my guys are working out late, I'll bring dinner out there. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if they're an hour and a half away. Me and my service manager, Justin Flowers, he'll come with me, and we'll drive all the way an hour and a half just to take them dinner and then check on it, and obviously we'll leave. You know, we try not to, we don't try to micromanage, but we just let them know, hey, we're here, we care about you. We know you're out working late, so here, what can we do to help you, you know?
Oh man, that's so, hey, if you guys listen, Jimmy just laid, you know, he just gave a big gold nugget there. You know, with you know, a lot of the conversations, Jimmy, we are the guys, you know, concerned about finding good men, and it can be hard finding good men. And it's not always about how much you pay them, but it's the environment that they're in. It's little things like what Jimmy just mentioned about, you know, providing meals and doing fun things, making it family. Guys are looking for that. So it's an important thing. You know, we did it with our company, and you know, that's how you compete. You know, a lot of concern with the smaller companies. I can't afford everything the big national companies are doing. Well, you don't have to do everything the big national companies.
It's the little things, you know.
Right.
When we're out and I see some of the guys that are out there, one of the things that we've pushed big time since everybody we hired, we tell people, you know what, you don't work for us, you work with us. You know, and it doesn't sound like it's a big deal, but that's how we push it. We just tell them, listen, I'm no better than you. Like, I'm at my desk doing my job. Like, if you ever are worried about me not doing my part of it, if your hours get below 40 hours a week, then I'm not doing my job. By all means, come to me, let me know, I need this, I need more hours, and I'll continue to do my job. You know what I mean? Like, I just have to make sure that I don't overwork them and that they're completely happy, because if they're completely happy, they're going to do anything for us, because they know Iconic's going to take care of them at all times. And that's what the biggest thing we pushed was, hey, it's not about not about us. Like, it's about all of us. Like, Iconic Plumbing isn't me and Alex, my dad. Iconic Plumbing is us and all 21 of our plumbers. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. We just don't. It's not just us. I guess that's the biggest thing. I mean, for the years, like since we've been open, I've had a 1988 GMC pickup. I had forever. As soon as I hired Bishop in, he's like, dude, you need to go get a truck. I'm like, no, man, this is good. You know, like I'm driving this 80. Now he drives it around, but like I always drove it around. I finally went down and bought a truck, and everybody looks at you a little bit different because you get a different respect, even though you're in a newer vehicle and it's more money. But I'm like, I don't get it though. You know, like this 88, it did good. Like it never had an issue, never breaks down, gets me to wherever, has AC. No, man, you just got to do it. You know, it's been different response with customers, but it was hard for me. I mean, I had to explain to I paid the truck payment myself. Like it all comes out of my pocket. Nothing is coming out of the company. And they're like, hey, you know, you don't have to explain nothing to us. I understand, but you know, it's just, it was hard.
Yep. Well, it's that fine line, you know, when you're in business of, you know, being able to afford the business, the aspects of your business, the expenses of your business, and taking care of your guys. And then and also being able to have, you know, there's nothing wrong with being profitable in business. I mean, that's what business is all about, you know, and you took the risk, you got in the ring, and you should be rewarded for that. But you're so right. You have to take care of your team as well, because it's a team effort. You will win or lose as a team, you know. And so, man, great stuff there. Well, what's your favorite kind of plumbing? I mean, what do you like to do? What's or Iconics all about?
We specialize in multifamily living, so we do a lot of apartment complexes. We're one of the ones we kind of get in with a couple owners that do. People heard of like flipping houses. Well, a couple of our owners, they flip apartment complexes. So right now we're in the middle of doing a 400 unit remodel, ground up, everything, sewer lines, water lines, everything, hydronic chillers that we're replacing. Like I just have a crew that is designated to do these remodels, and we go in. I mean, we're probably in our sixth one now, but they'll just fix them up. They'll evict everybody, fix them up, keep them for a little bit, get the occupancy up, and then sell them. And so that's just kind of what I've always done, apartment complexes, and it just kind of landed in our lap. Like I deal a lot with the owners. We'll deal with property management because we want to take care of them, but our major goal is to take care of the owners so they trust like we have their best interests at all times. So
you're working right with the owners. Yeah. So you know the system. So you know what they're looking for, and you know crews are designed to know to get in there, get the job done well, and get out so they can turn the house over.
A lot of our owners, like they'll go to buy apartments. We go inspect it before they purchase it. We give them feedback because we being in this industry, we've done so many apartment complexes. We know most of them in the valley. So they will have us go do our plumbing inspection. We walk it every single unit with the owner. Just tell them what we like, what we don't like, what the major plumbing concerns are. We look at the plumbing reports, what have been done previous, and kind of tell them, because a lot of the times when an owner sells a property, they're going to try to take it and be like, oh, this is for landscape repairs. It's like, oh no, that's not landscape repairs. It's plumbing repairs.
That's right.
So.
Well, good, man. Well, you've been around the block. You've done some different things. Yeah. You know, tell us an interesting story. Tell us something you've gotten into and been lucky to get out alive, or something scary or fun. What do you got?
Shoot, I don't even know. I mean, we always get those crazy stories about pulling cell phones out, debit cards out. Like, I've never really been in a crazy situation that I could talk about. I mean, we deal with a lot of high-end customers. We deal with not so high-end, but I've never had a really crazy story that I could think off the top of my head. Like, I know previous to my past employers, their safety wasn't a big concern.
Mm-hmm.
And there was times that, and then now I think about it, my guys would never be able to do it. But there was times where we're doing undergrounds, tunneling under, stairs with the stairs that go up and with the platform, and they have the base that's sitting there with a big old concrete slab that holds that staircase up.
Right.
And you're tunneling underneath it by yourself at night, and it's like, dude, I could have died. Like, and that was one of the importance that we did here with our guys. It was like, listen, all my guys are OSHA 30 certified, OSHA 10, like,
good for you.
Trench safety, like, and my the service manager that works with me was just like, dude, you do know the can of worms are going to open if we do this. I'm like, dude, I would rather deal with the fines and make sure our guys are safe than ever losing a tech or anything like that. Like, these guys' lives are so much more important than getting this job done. You know what I mean? Like, we just, if we bid it at the right amount and we have the safety stuff there to prevent anybody from getting hurt or anything, then awesome. If we don't get it, then it's not worth anybody's life. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And that was just something that we pushed this probably, 2 years now we've been doing it. But it's like, you just don't think about it. Like, it was hurry up and get in there, get it done. Let's get going. Like, OSHA's never going to show up on a service job ever. Like, they show up on new construction because you're there for a long period of time. Like, we get in, we get out, and we go. Well, we're our own inspector, man. Our lives are important. Like, you got to take care of the guys in your next. I mean, we have guys that are best friends with each other, and I'm like, hey, dude, what would happen if that guy next to you died?
Right.
Dude, I don't know. Like, exactly, dude. He's one of your good friends. You don't ever want to put him in a situation or lose him. It's just not. That's crazy. So that's just one of the things that we push: safety, trench safety.
Well, even on the business side of things, the guys on kind of a cold way of looking at it, but they're the asset. It's like that '88 Chevy, whatever your car. I bet you took care of it, right? I mean, you had oil changes. You kept it. You took care of it. Well, our guys are the same things. I mean, they're the business, the assets of the business. So you don't want to put the equipment or the assets in a position that you're going to kill them, right? And especially when good guys are hard to find. So no, that's so right. How do you on that? And because your guy deals with this, and we get a lot of I get a lot of questions on this topic. Our customers are always talking price, and it's been that way for 30 years, man. 30 years, it's always, it doesn't matter. No matter what it is, no matter what the price is, it's always about price when they're talking with their plumber. Mm-hmm. How do you're definitely working in an environment that is price sensitive. They want to get in and get it done. They're flipping the properties or the homes or whatever. And so prices. So how do you have that discussion between price and value? How do you kind of work around that?
So it's different. It's different price tiers, right? So the way I've set it up with my customers that do apartments with, we don't do bids all the time. We don't do these bids. Like, everybody's bidding. We go through the work, and they trust our numbers on what we're going to send them. You know what I mean? To this day, I mean, it's been 4 years. Out of all the invoices we've ever sent out, we've got probably maybe 4 people come back at us about our pricing and was like, hey, this is outrageous. What's going on? And we just explained to them, hey, exactly what happened. Then they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Right. The remodel part of it, because it's multiple stuff that you're talking, no drywall's in the way. We're not, it's just blow and go, going in and out. It's all flat rate priced. If there's something that we do that is not in that package deal, let's say, because there's people, half these apartment complexes, they don't evict everybody. They'll have half the units. We're still doing their service at normal rates. It's just a remodel that we do it at a little bit better price for them, because it's the next property we get. We're constantly looking at properties with these guys, and it's like, hey, I'll keep you at this for the remodel part of it, but once it turns over to service or it turns over to the occupied units, those prices are different. We're not going to put a shower valve in at the same cost as the occupied as we're doing at the renovated ones, So it's just, that's the way we fluctuate it. It's just, you got to play your numbers right,
Yeah. You just said a couple things. So you guys are listening. Jimmy just gave us some morning nuggets of gold. First of all, Jimmy, I heard you talking about trust is important. I mean, you got to build that trust. Your customers have to trust you. If they don't trust you, you know, it doesn't matter what you charge or how little you charge. They don't trust you. You know, and then also, Jimmy, you said something key there about knowing your numbers. That is so key. You got to know your numbers. You can't just be throwing a price out there because your competition. You know, you're going to beat your competition, which we are competing with one another. You know, we're all brothers out here, but we're competing. You can't just charge $50 less because because my Attaboy Plumbing is charging whatever, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, a couple great points there.
So we have one of our biggest competitors in the Valley right now. They're trying to push us out. So they're doing stuff at cost. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
by all means, I tell my properties, hey, use them until they say they can't do it no more. I mean, I'm not going to come down to lower it because I'm not going to disgrace our trade. Like, our trade is important. It is worth every single penny that is spent on it.
Yeah.
There's nobody ever, and excuse my language, that's going to want to shit in a bucket the rest of their life. Like, everybody loves flushing the toilet. Everybody
and having to work.
Taking a shower.
Right.
Everybody, you know what I mean? Like,
yep.
There's a number to it. I tell my owners all the time, hey, if you go to this company and they do it for less than me, take it. Because use them as much as you can. You help me put them out of business, and win-win. You know, I mean, there's no reason. I mean, the Phoenix metropolitan area is huge. Like, there's no reason to cutthroat each other. Like, if we don't do it, we go out there, we do what we need to do. Our numbers are our numbers. I don't fluctuate for nobody unless you do multiple something. Like, if you're going to do 100 shower valves, yes, your price will be different than if you're doing one shower valve, you know?
Right.
So like I said, we don't do the cutthroat stuff. We deal with it constantly because our competitors see us growing and nobody's ever heard of IKonics Plumbing in the Valley, you know? I'm like, okay, yeah, we're nobodies, you know, we're nothing big. We're just the small shop of 21 guys.
Right. Yeah, just.
By all means, if you want to act like you never heard of us, like, thank you. Like, you know.
But that's the game that's played, and I've heard it. But Jimmy, you're so right. You're right on it, guys. If you just take a look, take a look at Jimmy, what he's wearing, his brand, what he's saying about you just building that trust, staying true. We have a great trade. We're a professional trade. You keep it professionalized. Just lowering your rates, going lower and lower and lower. You won't survive. You won't be around. I survived 2008, the 2008-2009 recession. All guys left and right were going out of business, or they were selling out as a fire sale to the national companies. I kept the pricing the same. In fact, in some things, I raised my rates because that's what it costs to operate. Yeah. But you just keep providing that great same service, and that your customers become to trust you and your brand. And there is plenty of work out there. There's plenty of work out there. So,
and that's what we've portrayed. Okay, so we get customers calling us every day. We're like, hey, we heard you guys have the best guys. I'm like, you know what? Every single one of our employees, we handpicked them. We handpicked them from everywhere we came from, and we paid them more money. It's like. Yeah, I could have paid them less and got them here, but I would rather pay them more money so they're happy and they see, hey, what we're trying to do here, and then we'll run against these guys quality over price any day. Like,
right,
these guys will come in, they're gonna lowball the market, and they're gonna go back and get callbacks on it. Like, my guys will go on there, they'll do it, and we don't get the callbacks like a lot of the companies. I mean, in the last since we've been running, let's say at the beginning of this year, we've had maybe one callback on one of the guys, and it wasn't really our fault. It was kind of a
plumbing. It happens, right?
And so it's quality, man. That you're paying for quality. Either we could be there all day long, and charge you nothing and do crappy work, or you could pay us what we're worth, and I could send one of my techs out there, and they'll take care of it 100%.
Exactly. Callbacks to kill a company.
Yeah.
And I talk to, my guys, and we talk about, no one wakes up in the morning and wants to call a plumber,
Yeah.
they're gonna moan and bitch and moan about price, and always have, by the way, always have. That's never going to go away, no matter what you're charging, and no matter what field of plumbing you're in. They complain all the time and have for 30 years. But no one wakes up in the morning and wants to call a plumber. So if you can be the plumber that they can trust, you can get in there, get the job done right the first time, get out of the way, and are going to be around. They don't have to call you back until they want something more done, not to fix the refix it. And you're in business. You'll survive. You'll do more to survive. You'll thrive.
And one of the other things that we push with our guys, we tell them, nobody wants to call a plumber, but no plumber ever wants to do an after-hours callback.
Right. That's right.
I've never met a plumber that's like, I don't care if you're paying them hourly and they're still going out there and getting paid for it.
They don't.
Once they hear it's a callback, man, like, it irritates you because you're like, dude, if the guy would have just did it right the first time, we wouldn't be out here.
Right.
I'm making money, but I'm away from my family. It's the middle of the night. I don't want to be out here, so we just, quality, man. You got to do quality.
Yep. Guys put in, 9, maybe 10 hours a day at most, including lunch breaks or whatever. You can pay them double time. No one wants to go back out at 8 o'clock at night to fix the toilet or leave, nobody. So, all right, man. Hey, what's your favorite plumbing tool? We'll change it up a little bit just very quickly. What's your go-to tool that you got to have?
I like jetters, man.
Jetters?
I hate cable clearing drains. Like, I hate it with a passion. Once I bought a jetter, I was like, I'll go do it. I know I'm going to be in and out. I know, we get camera and jet it and it's going to be clear and you got to worry about it. It sells more jobs, but I can't, and it's going to be weird being a plumber, but I have a grease phobia. I don't like grease oils. I don't like them on my hands. I don't like them on my face. Like, I will have a nervous breakdown. Like, and my guys know, like, we'll go to, there's a place here in town called Angry Crab or LA Crab Shack.
Yeah.
They do like the crab boils and they'll use the oils and stuff, man. I'll have freaking gloves on, like wiping everywhere, making sure that there's no oil or grease on me. I have that phobia. So I like the jetter because then I don't have to sit there and load the machine up into the truck and get crap on my clothes. Like, it's weird, but I hate it.
I get it, man. I won't argue with you, man. I don't think, hey, guys, you've watching, I don't think any one of us is going to argue with Jimmy. No one's going to take him on. But hey, it's cool to be clean. And the thing about your customers see that as well. The customers are always watching. So if you're that, it's a bad word. Finicky is the wrong word. But if you're that aware of not getting yourself all just because you're messy doesn't mean you're good.
Yeah.
In fact, the customer is going to look at it the other way. Well, if you're concerned about how you look and how you feel about the job, well, then you're going to be concerned about their property and about their job. So
we have one of those pretty boys that work here. His name's Frank DeMonte. You'll see him commenting a few times. He's got his hair combed over and nice, always prim and proper. And
and I used to get made fun of all the time when I was with I started with new construction and commercial, and I would end the day clean, and the guys would give me a rough time about it. But I cleaned up after every time I went to the truck, I was wiping down. I'd have a couple of uniform sets, that kind of stuff. So I was that guy, but I took it, and it did me well. So, all right, man. Hey, what has you fired up about plumbing, about the industry in the future? What has you fired up?
It's just the technology. You have so many different options of pipe, obviously copper's the best. Everybody loves copper, but just with the way the technology comes out, there's stuff coming out of Germany all the time that's making us better, more, more, I can't even think of the word, where we can do different things. It's not just it's not like back in the day it was the galvanized cast iron copper. Right. Nowadays it's like you gotta be able to do multiple things. PEX, Wearsbo, everybody hates it. CPVC, PVC, Schedule 80, PVC. Like, you gotta be able to just do multiple different things. I mean, it's not, back in the day it was, oh, if you did it this way, this is the right way. No, dude. Service plumbers now, man, this technology is so different. Like, a new construction guy goes in and lays it out, but they really don't go back and do the repairs. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, you know, like I could put a piece of pipe from here to there straight. Well, what am I going to do if I got to do a repair in the center of it? Well,
right.
You know, I don't got the flex. I don't got, you know, so you just got to be more versatile nowadays, you know, and there's more stuff constantly coming out. People hate Pro Press. You know what? It's in good situations. We use it. It beats a shark bite any day.
Right.
We do a lot of underground stuff here. Everything's on slabs, stuff like that. You can't solder copper that's been under the ground for years. Yeah. No matter what they say. It's you get, sometimes pro pressing is getting it done, and it's not just an in and out. People think there's no skill to it. There's skill to it. There's times where you can make it look good. I mean, on our boilers, we don't pro press everything in. We still solder everything with copper, but you know, you just got to be versatile now. It's everything's changing all the time. Somebody has. I think the old days, people were scared to bring out their ideas because they're like, oh, dude, someone's going to say I'm stupid. Well, now everybody's hungry, and they're thinking, man, I got to have that next invention to make sure that I make money off this because I'm a plumber, and I like to spend my checks that I make and live paycheck to paycheck. I have to have that savings somewhere, and not all the time is it going to be in the 401k. You know, they're constantly thinking, or there's like the everyday thing that the plumber's using, and then it hits them, oh, you know what, like, I should make this for other people. Right. It's more. I think the gods speak to plumbers. They tell us, you know, kind of what we need to do in situations, and it helps us. Yep. But we all help each other. That's why you got all these groups out there, these plumbing pages online, because everybody, even though it's like simple things. The other day, I've been doing plumbing for a while now. I was like, okay, cameras. I've always put Rain-X on the camera head, you know. Talk to one of my guys. I'm like, hey, throw Rain-X on that real quick and you'll get in there and you get a clear picture. And it was like, what? You know? Right. I just talking about it on the page, and everybody's like, dude, I didn't even think about that. You know, and it's like just those simple everyday things. Like, you don't think about it. Right. They help it.
Well, Jimmy just brought something up, and Jimmy, I hope you don't mind if I bring up you're a group, and we want to talk about that here, but the importance of being with a group, and there's all groups have all different personalities, and it's just, you can be part of multiple groups, but it's just the important thing of what Jimmy just laid down was just, you can learn these techniques and ideas instead of waiting 5 years to figure it out on your own. You know, you can learn it from the guys that have been there and done that. Jimmy, you're a leader of one of the largest groups in the U.S.
Well, so we were pretty high up there, right? We had 67 members. Yeah. We deleted everybody and reset it because there's too much fake accounts on there, stuff like that, causing problems. The thing is, people have to remember, like, we're a plumbing group with all plumbers, but our group is set up, we're the bar after work. Everybody goes in there, lets off steam, talks crap to each other. You mess with one of them, though, other people defend them. Like, we're not the... It gets old on a lot of the older groups. People put up the same cartridge every single time. It's like, listen, it's a Moen. Like, that's a Price Pfister. That's a Delta. Like, it's constantly being shared out there, you know, or Price Pfister, the compartments. Sorry, the camera's a little bit weird. Yep. The Price Pfister, the cartridges and stuff, you know, we try to be the, hey, you know what, man, like, I put in some hours today. It was a long day after work, dude. I just want to let off steam. So that's what Plumbing Outlaws is. It's more of the after work, hey, talk crap to the guys, joke around. We're a brotherhood, man. We help each other out. We're the only group on Facebook that actually has members that care about each other, that will financially help. I mean, we don't do the GoFundMes. Like, those kind of got out of hand. That's that new panhandling. We got rid of them. We do a thing called scams. It's a simple thing. We sell spots. We take that money, we apply it to our members that need help financially, or if there's money that's excess, we'll try to put it back into the community. like I said, we're not that plumbing group that, I mean, if you ask a serious question, like people will help you out and they'll seriously help you out with it. But we're more of like the, what's up, you idiot, what are you doing? You know, like kind of,
right.
But it's not belittling each other. It's more of a, I mean, you have brothers.
Yeah.
With brothers.
Yep.
We picked on each other all the time. But if anybody else picked on my brother, we have a problem.
Right.
That's what we're set up as.
Yep. And that's cool. I mean, and that's what's great about all these different groups, is that you have, they'll have a different personality, a different reason for being.
Yeah.
You know, I get the thing. So it's the place, the Outlaws is the place, Plumbing Outlaws is the place you can go and you're hanging out with your brothers. Instead of just looking for maybe, you give information, that kind of a thing. But
there's a few of the ones on there that have been doing it a long time and that will give you any advice that you've ever needed. But we're more of the, you know what, everybody comes across that customer, like, should I punch him in the face or what should I do? Whoa, hey, don't punch him in the face. It's probably not the smart thing to do. Kind of talk them off the edge. They can bend a little bit. It doesn't got to get back to the customer.
Talk your brother off the edge, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, we got it.
Everybody gets those people. Everybody has, man, I try to sell this job. I fixed a hose bib outside, and all of a sudden the toilet's inside is leaking, and that's my fault. Like, how is that my fault? People. That's just how we do it. We're bent in there, talk to each other. We do get-togethers. We went in October. I want to say we went to Las Vegas. We had a whole crew out there.
Oh, cool.
We showed up.
Are you taking new members? Accepting new members now?
We are. We always accept members.
Well, how could someone?
What's up?
How could someone become a member? Watching?
Just search Plumbing Outlaws. We have 3 questions. If you're a plumber, what company you work for. I don't even know what the other 2 are. One's probably what's your favorite beer.
Okay.
Your report post. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
And we're right now. We do little challenges that try to make each other better. Right now we have a big challenge that we're looking at is a little bit healthier weight loss. Right. So we have a whole crew of guys that are challenging to do this weight loss thing. So we'll see how that goes.
All right. Well, that's good. Hey, I just got the producers were just talking to my ear. Said that we have people commenting. We got some Outlaws that are commenting and on, but the scroller's broken or something, so they can't get those up. So we apologize for that. But hey, we got a lot of Outlaws watching. All right.
Yeah. And like I said, we're supportive of each other, everything we do.
Okay.
There's so many plumbing companies out there that it's not a war against each other. It's what we do as a group to help each other grow their companies.
Exactly.
There's no jealousy among us. It's like, hey, Tom Shell, like, dude, he's doing his thing down there in Florida with his brother. Like, we give kudos to those guys, man. We give kudos to anybody that is doing their thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's good.
My company is the same way. If one of my guys came to me and said that they wanted to start their own company, I would never down talk them. I'd never discourage them. Hey, the number one thing is you got to take care of your family.
Yeah.
If you're trying to better your life, how can I down talk you or be pissed off at you trying to better your life? That doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? I'm not that guy. Me and my dad's the same way. We feel the same. Hey, if you're doing it to despise us, that's one thing. If you're doing it to try to better your life, by all means, what can we do?
All right, brother. Go for it. Get in the ring. Well, that's a good point, Jimmy. Let me break off here, and because that's exactly where I was at. I lost my best guys. My best guys went and started their own thing. And Jimmy, I'm the same way. I've never felt, hey, if a guy wanted to get in the ring and go do their own thing, hey, that's where I was at. I get it. Yeah. All right. Hey, more power to you and go for it. So, that's what I was very blessed to do very well. I have 30 years in the business and sold my plumbing company. I've done very well. And but I love the plumbing industry because it's been so good to me, and I love plumbing guys, to be honest with you. I know it sounds kind of weird, but I just do. And I put together a free little report here in my attempt to help the guys that are looking, whether you got the plumbing dream, you got your truck and your plumbing license, you're looking to do your own thing, or you're just taking, you're looking to take your plumbing career to the next level, and you're working for someone like Jimmy, and you're part of another team that you just want to take your career to the next level. I put together 7 must-knows. I call it 7 must-knows to be $1 million plumber. These are things you got to know. Look, I think Jimmy kind of touched on it. You can get out there, but most companies fail. Most plumbing guys fail within the first year, and it's because not because they're necessarily not good at plumbing. They just don't get the business side of things. Okay, and you got to know these 7 things to succeed. If you don't, you'll fail. The bottom line is you'll fail. So it's the 7 must-knows to be $1 million plumber. I want to get it to you. It's free. All right. There's no strings attached. It's free. Just simply type free in the comments below, FREE, and I'll get that report out to you. So just get it. It's free. All right. Get it, and it'll work for you. All right. So there you have it. Let's bring Jimmy back. Let's get back to the important thing. I want to get Jimmy back, and it's time for the lightning round. Let's lighten it up a little bit here. All right. You ready, Jimmy?
I'm ready.
All right, let's hit it, brother. We'll make it simple. We'll start off simple. Residential or commercial?
I'm more of a commercial because it's less money in advertising.
That's right. Hey, that's important though. It's a game. You gotta know what game you're playing in, right? You gotta know your thing. I was a residential. I learned that game, and I'm just more comfortable playing that game. Either way is good. All right, another easy one. Copper or CPVC?
I like copper.
Yep. Tank or tankless?
On a residential standpoint, it would be tankless for sales, but on a commercial standpoint, I would say a tank, because it's one of those things that you set it and you forget about it until it doesn't work.
Right.
Unless you got to constantly service and mess with. And on a service standpoint, you're going to make more money off a tankless, but pocket budget, I would say tank.
Because the technology is still really good. They've even gotten better. You don't have to worry about them. I like the tankless. You're right. On the service side, you make more money. You can make more money, and the homeowners themselves like it. They like the concept of that. But they're pricier, and it's kind of a thing. But weird stuff happens to them, and you got to be on top of that. Yeah. All right. I think I know this one because you showed me. Red Bull or coffee?
I do Red Bull.
Yeah.
I got a big Red Bull cooler full of Red Bulls at all times.
Okay, and what's the story? I'm going to go off the card here. I see the Jets there in the background. Okay, you got to tell us about the Jets.
I grew up in Arizona. In like '85, the Cardinals came here. The Cardinals have never been a good team. Like, they're like, everybody in Arizona calls them cardiac cards. Like, that's with your heart. When I was growing up, I just decided, like, I only got to pick a team. I liked green. Green is my favorite color, as you can tell. My colors are green.
Green, black. Look good, man.
And I just picked the Jets. I mean, when I was younger, it's been, I didn't pick them for no good reason, because since Super Bowl III, they haven't done anything amazing. But I just have always liked the Jets. I don't know why.
Hey,
all my brothers like them, and my kids like them, and I've ruined their lives.
There we go. You pick your boys and you stay with them. Isn't that right? You pick them and you stay.
There's so many times I want to be, dude, I live in Arizona. I could so easily just change teams. Be like, well, I live in Arizona, but my wife won't let me. She knows. My wife's a Cardinals fan, and she's like, no, these are my Cardinals. You can keep your Jets. Blah, blah.
Oh, that makes the household interesting then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Well, good. Fun story there. Crawl space or slab?
I like slab.
Yep. All right. Favorite on-the-job music?
Probably, older stuff, Elvis, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Can never be in a bad mood with the older Elvis style music.
Here we go. Cool.
You play country, you get the good upbeat, and then you get the sad, makes you want to kill yourself.
Right.
Rap music makes you want to go kill other people.
That's right.
Hard rock gets you all,
get all wound up.
I'm more of the, it's going to make you mellow, but you can't be in a bad mood listening to that music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's brand. I get it, man. Solder fittings or shark bite?
I like shark bite. People are going to say it in a bad sense, but we do apartment complexes, and a lot of the maintenance guys use it, and it makes us more money. So by all means, I like them to make us more money. My guys will go back, they'll solder in the stuff, but it's good for them. You know what I mean? It helps keep our industry pure. It helps. Right. It tells the difference. You know what I mean? They're going to do the shark bite. It's going to make you understand see, this is why we solder it. Like, this is why you need to call us, because now look what happened.
There we go. That's right.
My next standpoint, shark bite.
Gotcha. That makes sense, man. Okay. Hey, this is an important one. Gladiator or Braveheart?
Let's say Gladiator.
Gladiator. Good movie. Adjustable wrench or channel locks?
Channel locks.
Channel locks.
It could be a hammer. It could be.
Yeah, that's right.
It could be anything.
That's so true. All right. Hey, if you had a superpower, what would it be?
Yeah. What would it be? Shoot.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Oh man, I never even. Maybe be able to freeze stuff. I mean, especially in the middle of the night when you're sitting here fighting something, you're trying to solder that last solder. Like, it'd be nice to be able to freeze that water inside. No stores open, you can get bread and stuff.
That makes sense. Yeah, be Mr. Freeze or something. When you look at it. There we go. All right, McDonald's or Subway?
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Story behind that one.
Yeah, there isn't. What's the story?
So my wife's into fitness. Okay, so
okay,
she'll come into the office and be like, "Hey, you want to do lunch? Yeah, let's do lunch." There's a place here in town called the Original Chop Shop. They do all the healthy cooking stuff. So I went through the whole office to everybody. I put in an order for everybody for Chop Shop, and my wife's like, "Hey, why don't you put an order in for Bentley and my son for chicken nuggets at McDonald's?" You know, so I'm like, "All right, cool." Put in an ordered a large fry, double cheeseburger, and hot and spicy for me.
Yeah,
Before that healthy food came, I was sitting here eating the McDonald's. And I went inside there and sat down. They're like, "Did you just eat McDonald's?" What? No.
Right.
It's healthy here. What are you talking about?
That's right.
I love food, man.
Oh man,
that's my weakness.
I know, mine too, and that's why I ask these questions with our guys. You know, it's so important, especially as we get older. You know, my body, you know, as a young plumber, you know, I ate all the junk, and you could take it, but as you get older, you know, it's just it literally added on, and it slowed me down, and you know.
Yeah,
so
I've felt that. I've seen it.
Yep.
Pretty good.
That's good. All right, Milwaukee or DeWalt?
Milwaukee,
man too. All right, here, what was your first thing you wanted to be when you were a boy? That you wanted to be when you grew up?
I actually wanted to be an oral surgeon.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Tell us. There's a little story there. You got to let us in. No, I hear that from plumbers all the time too. Guys, you know, have something artistic like that. You know,
I just thought it was cool, and then I realized you got to go to school so much for it.
That's right.
So when I hit my teens, my dad was like, "You better either learn to be smart or work hard." And I'm like, "I'll work hard.
Work hard.
I'll work hard. We've done this. No schooling, debt behind me."
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah. I'm not a big school person. I would rather do hands-on, learn everything. I can't sit there with a book and try to learn anything, you know.
Yep.
It's maybe it is ADD or whatever it is. Like I just can't. I get bored and it's just like, oh, this is boring. I'm done, you know.
Yep.
So
I get it.
Hands-on.
And that's why I liked service. You know, the job was always new. And, you know, new problem, new situation, new customer. I always enjoyed that, you know. And I was talking with, I have a friend who's a doc and was with a group, was talking the other day. And they actually said they were jealous of the trade. And they were half and half. They were being truthful.
They used all our tools anyways. What are they doing?
That's right. But it's you know, that kind of stuff's so regulated and it's so difficult to make money, and it can, some of it's even it's going away. Whereas I think you mentioned it earlier, you know, there's always going to be plumbing. You know, our trade's always going to be here. The opportunity's never been better.
Yeah.
And it's a great opportunity for these young guns coming in. And well, it's good, man. Well, what do you have? You know, just a final question here for you. You know, what's the best advice that you've ever received that you like to pass on to the guys?
I think, just work hard. I mean, that was my biggest thing growing up with my dad. You know, I grew up on a farm. I mean, we'd go out there, bale the hay, load it, throw it up on the thing. And my dad would always tell me, you know what, if you don't want to work hard like this, you better do good in school.
Yeah.
And then I was like, school is boring to me. I'd rather work hard, you know. And in this industry, if you work hard, you'll go far. Like, I mean, there's so many people that went to school to be a business management, you know, like computer guy. Like there's not this trend. I mean, we see it in our company now. We lack that young youth that are kind of getting into this, because they'll get into it. They realize how hard it is. And then it's like, like, you know, they want either $1 million an hour or they want something that's easier. Okay, well, that's why people are fighting for $15 an hour at McDonald's, because they can go there and be done with it. Where us plumbers, we don't just go home and be done with it. You know, we're constantly pushing ourselves, trying to be, I mean, when I was first coming in this industry, like, I liked money, you know, that I was money motivated. So I was like, dude, if I'm at home and I ain't doing nothing, by all means, I'll go into work. Like, call me anytime. My family learned that we could be doing something and the car will be turning around and going back because, hey, I got called in. Hey, you guys need help. You know, I didn't want to be the guy that let my brothers down that were sitting here trying to do work and he's stuck out there digging a hole by himself. Like, I was the guy that was like, all right, I'll be there right now, man. Like, I'm going to take my family home right now, or however, you know, my wife supported me with it. And I mean, I remember I talked to her a while back and was like, how do you feel about us starting a plumbing company? Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that, because the way you work now, like, I can imagine, you know, and just that responsibility and everything. And now she thinks it's the greatest thing. Like, she's proud of me, dude. That's the biggest thing, is knowing that my wife supports me 100% and is proud, you know.
Exactly. I love it. And that's a great advice. You know, just working hard. And you're so right, Jimmy. You know, I see it. It's a little sad. And we hear it all over the place. You know, the young guns just don't, you know, they don't have a lot of working strength. You know, it gets in and gets a little hard. You know, but you know, the good news is with our this plumbing trade, the work starting out can be hard, but in the hard work changes. Like with you, I think you shared your story of how you're no longer in the ditch, but you guys are working late. I mean, you're going out and supporting the guys, you know, and you're doing things, and you have different responsibilities. So the hard work, it's always there, but it changes. But it provides security. It provides you a good life, you know. So, yeah, great nuggets there. Hey, Jimmy. Hey, I hope you guys are listening up here. We had a good one here. Jimmy's been around the block. You could hear he gave us some nuggets of gold. You know, hope you're listening. We'll recast this, and so you'll get to, you know, re-listen to what Jimmy laid down. Hey, Jimmy, it's been great. You know, thank you for being on the show, and hey, thanks for also making us all look good out there. You know,
thanks for having me.
All right. And again, hey, check out their membership site, the Plumbing Outlaws, and decide, you know, again, you know, go through that process there and understand what kind of group that is. But yeah, you're taking on new members. So if you'd like to be part of that kind of family there, you know, check them out, the Plumbing Outlaws. All right. All right, man. Hey, I appreciate it. Look forward to talking with you again soon. All right. Take care, brother. All right. All right, gang. Hey, we'd love to have you on Potty Talk Live. If you'd like to be on Potty Talk Live, we have a rather simple process, but you must be a plumber, okay? Whether, you know, you must have your license, or you don't necessarily have your license, but you're in the plumbing industry. You're an apprentice, all right? So we'd love to talk to you, whether you're an apprentice, you know, guy starting out, or you've been a guy like Jimmy that's been around the block and is doing his own thing, or a guy that's even retired. We have those. We love that. All of us, we can learn something from each other, all right? So we'd love to have you on Potty Talk Live. It's simple. Just go to www.pottytalklive.com, www.pottytalklive.com. You can click on, I think it says Be My Guest, and just fill out a couple little questions there. And that will head to the producer, and we'll get you on the show. All right, we'd love to have you on. Also, want to make sure I get you that my free report. All right, get that in your hands. If you're looking to do your own thing, like Jimmy, or like, you know, I did, or many others are doing, or you're just looking to elevate your career. All right, your plumbing career. you need this information. The 7 must-knows to be $1 million plumber. Simply type in free in the comments, FREE, and I'll get that out to you. All right. So there you have it. All right, men. It's great. Hey, we're part of a great plumbing tradition. We are a brotherhood. You heard Jimmy mention that. Yes, we are a brotherhood. That may sound a little corny or whatever, but it's true. All right, we're a brotherhood. No matter where we're at around the world, we're plumbers. We're a plumbing brotherhood. So we're part of a proud tradition. Also, I want to remind you that you were wonderfully and purposefully created. All right. All right. You were created for a purpose, and you were created to do great things. So when you're out there doing it, as always, plumb like a champion.